Welcome back to another episode of the OKC Foodcast. And guess who you're joined with?
Ashley and Nabil.
That's right.
In the house.
And our friend...
Miranda, a.k.a. the Bevographer.
The Bevographer. Maybe I've had too many bevs.
Bevs? What?
Bevs.
Beverages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bevographer.
I couldn't say beg. See, I did it again. Bevographer. I keep wanting to say begographer. But you're not that.
She's just telling
Sometimes
people,
I beg.
please let me take your picture.
Please let me drink your cocktails.
And, you know, she did something that we both love.
Yes, thanks for bringing treats.
I love bringing treats.
Yeah.
She brought treats.
Yes. So, I mean, we keep
note.
telling guests take notes, right? She did.
Yeah, she did it.
There you go.
She brought us a delightful cocktail. Tell us what it is that you made us. It is so good, you guys.
Yeah, so I had asked you guys what your favorite alcohol is. And so you answered back with wine and gin. And so I thought, well, I might as well make a cocktail with both. So it's kind of a twist on the New York Sour, which traditionally has whiskey in it.
Okay.
But I used gin instead of whiskey. So it's gin, simple. I did a little bit of Saint Germain in it just for that little bit of floral sweetness.
Yeah.
Lemon and egg whites. I'm not sure if I said lemon yet. And then you just shake it all up together. And
To
then
get that like frothy top. Oh my gosh.
And then you do a little splash of red wine on top, and it creates this beautiful kind of...
It looked very pretty.
Yeah.
It's like
I can
layered.
only imagine what it looked like if you had like the proper glassware.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They're
No,
in
it's
plastic cups, you know.
But plastic cup or not, this thing is beautiful and delicious.
So, and maybe we'll get into this later too, but like your bar setup at home must be ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a bar setup. It has the basic stuff in it,
The
you know.
basics.
Yeah. So, you know,
You don't go too fancy, or you just have what you need.
It's basics for her.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what it is. I feel like people that aren't bartenders have like all the crazy, I don't know, I want to say like all the crazy hips and kazoos and
Hips and kazoos.
I don't know what those words mean.
All right.
But you know what I mean? Like they have too much stuff. But if you are a bartender, you know you just need this.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
need
no, it's
the
true.
hips
Yeah.
and kazoos.
The hips and kazoos.
The hips and kazoos.
It's like buying like kitchen gadgets, right? Like if you cook a lot, you're like, I can probably do all this faster with a knife
Yeah.
than use XYZ to chop this and XYZ to chop that.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I love to cook, but trust, I also love my kitchen gadgets.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
some that can't live without.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like gadgets. I really do.
I don't have any barware gadgets. I just have your basic bar setup, which is a shaker, bar spoon, a strainer,
Yeah.
a jigger. Trying to think what else. A muddler.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta have one of those.
So I do get the nicer ones that you can get at Barkeep. But if you just go to Barkeep, the girls there can help you pick out whatever you need.
You know, I have not yet been to Barkeep. Have you?
I have not. It looks like a cool place.
It looks like a really cool place.
It's my favorite place.
Yeah, I bet.
We'll talk about it later.
I feel at home there.
I really do. It's my home away from home.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, we will dive into that in a minute.
That's right.
Let's talk about our Eat of the Week.
Let's do it.
All right. Who wants to go first? I mean, I can go first.
Go for it.
All right, I'll do it. So my Eat of the Week is masa. I've heard so much about it. They recently opened, so they're not super old.
Yeah, they just celebrated their grand opening.
Yeah, like last week I think, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the place is beautiful. And it was actually Logan. He brought that up when he was on the pod a couple weeks back. But everything was beautiful. We went on a Saturday. So we actually got there like right when they open. They open at noon on Saturdays. So the place was still kind of empty. And like I said, the whole space is beautiful. The murals they have on the walls are beautiful. We started off with the edamame and the fried dumplings, pork dumplings. Very good. We also had.
Why is this funny? I'm kind of concerned right now.
I'm only laughing because it's the sushi that I probably mispronounced on the last episode.
Try it again.
No, you just say it.
The tonkatsu?
No.
That's the
The
ramen.
Naruto?
Yes.
Okay.
Naruto?
Naruto?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's called the rainbow Naruto.
Okay.
All
There
right.
you go.
And
Look at that.
I'm like on a kick with this. It's the cucumber wrapped sushi.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of the rice,
You are on a kick with that.
I am.
I'm going to have to try. I've never tried it.
I've never had it either,
Yeah.
but it sounds super
Well,
delicious.
I first had it at Tsubaki and loved it so much that whenever I saw it on the menu at Masa, I was like, yes, I have to
Ooh.
get that.
Which one would you go back for?
Gosh,
Haha.
that's tough. All right. So something that Masa did that Tsubaki did not. Masa puts in like the tobiko, the fish eggs.
Okay.
And so it adds another texture to it. I kind of preferred it without that.
Okay.
But I didn't mind it. I kind of like the crunch on the outside and the fish on the inside, where it's like one set of crunch and then your fish. But then adding the little fish egg balls in there, it added a whole nother texture. It was still absolutely delicious. I also liked that Tsubaki put it in ponzu sauce and Masa did not.
Okay.
You can just dip it in soy. I asked for a side of ponzu, but I do like it sitting in the ponzu sauce.
Yeah.
So
Let it soak up the goodness.
yeah, absolutely. And then we also had the ramen. And the ramen was good. I did the pork broth, pork belly ramen. It had a soft boiled egg, bamboo slices, bean sprouts, and the black little mushroom strings.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Best ramen you've had yet?
Oh.
I know I'm asking you all the tough questions right now.
Okay, so it was very delicious ramen, but still Tamashi has my heart.
That's been reigning supreme for a while for you.
It has been, and I'm constantly searching for something else to be as good or better. But
You don't have to force it. Something comes around, it will.
right? No, Tamashi still has my heart with the ramen, but this ramen was very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's my eat of the week. It was really nice. I took my mom and grandmother with me.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a nice little girls lunch.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
cool. All right, should Miranda go next for her eat of the week?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, can I do two?
absolutely.
One so I can stay on brand and do my drink of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
All right,
is
all right,
actually,
there you go, yeah.
we talked about this. We are going to do drink of the week. So that's, let me back up for one moment.
Okay.
Miranda is the bevographer. She has Instagram. She goes all over Oklahoma City and photographs and tastes beautiful, delicious cocktails. So we actually are planning to also talk about some beverages.
Yeah.
That's going to be the whole episode, really. But tell us first your drink of the week and then your eat of the week.
Okay, so my drink of the week is actually not cocktail based. I'll do that one
Okay.
later. And I actually went to Iote today.
Okay.
Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't know.
Iote Coffee
I think so. I
Roasters?
mean, it has an accent.
Oh.
over it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so they just opened this week, and it's in the basement of a building that's right next door to Parlor, which is
Okay.
opening up
Yeah.
in September.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like next
It might be open by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's opening soon.
Right around this time.
Who knows?
Right around this time. And so they opened, and their coffee was just fantastic. So I went, and my measure of a coffee shop, because I used to be a barista, is I will order the cappuccino. And that's typically because that's what they're judged on when they go to competitions.
Ooh, interesting.
Which is super nerdy, I know. So
no, not nerdy. I love it.
Why is that?
Competitions?
No, like why is it just based on the cappuccino and competitions?
Yeah, so there's a worldwide competition called the World Barista Championship.
Okay.
And here in the United States, they have the United States Barista Championship. And so in that competition, they have an espresso course, a cappuccino course, which I think has been changed to a milk course. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with it as much. And
I'm
then
just
they
putting
have
people on the spot right now.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then they have the creation, like whatever.
Like creativity, like
so they
cool.
some kind of coffee.
That's cool.
Drink. And it can't have alcohol in it. So it's all, so they have to be super creative and, come up with their own version of a coffee drink.
That's cool.
And so that's where you've seen like a lot of people like even like the nitro coffee and people smoking coffee. And I saw somebody distill coffee at one point. That was crazy. So anyway, all that to say, cappuccino and espresso is usually the two things that they're judged on when they go to competitions. And then also when you get certified. So I actually have my barista certification through the SCA, which
That's cool.
I was super nerdy as a barista.
I like that. I think that's really cool.
And so I had to prepare a cappuccino as part of my drink. So I always take that with me, and I judge all new coffee shops based on of their espresso and their cappuccino. So today I did it off of the cappuccino, and it was gorgeous. I took an amazing shot just with my iPhone by the window, and it was just amazing. Beautiful.
And the taste?
The taste was right on par. So it was perfectly balanced. It wasn't too much espresso. Where you get that kind of astringent, like you don't...
Almost like a pucker.
Yeah. It's really bitter and kind of hard to drink. Or the flip side, a lot of cappuccinos, they'll be too foamy, and so you're just kind of like
just
eating
through
eating your coffee,
finally get to your coffee.
Yeah. So this was a really great balance. And the space is beautiful. They were still working on it when I was there. But when I went down, it was just, it was such a beautiful space. It felt like I was in a New York coffee shop rather than Oklahoma City.
That's
so
cool.
it felt like I was transported.
Was it hard to find with it being in the basement?
A little bit. I think it will be a little bit easier once Parlor opens and people are kind of in that area. And maybe they'll get some signage up that kind of directs people on where to go.
Right.
So hopefully.
That would be nice.
Once you get into the complex, you can kind of see their sign off to the side that's pointing down to the basement, but you kind of have to like walk over to see that sign.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit hard to find.
Yeah.
Pro tip, parking is on 7th Street, not 6th.
Ooh. All right.
So don't
there
loop
you
around.
go. There you go. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I love a good coffee shop. I need to make my way over there. I'm talking slow because I'm trying to think if I have a cocktail of the week to talk about or a drink of the week. I feel like I haven't been very adventurous. I want to say that what Miranda brought us today is my drink of the week. What do you call this delightful creation?
A gin and wine sour? Okay. No, okay,
How
wait.
about Miranda's?
No.
The OKC Foodcast.
Yeah, the OKC Foodcast.
All right.
That's what we'll call it.
That is my drink of the week.
It's amazing. So my eat of the week was actually recommended to me by Ricky, who is the bar manager at the Winston.
Okay.
He's talked up the Hutch a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so we finally went tonight, and it was fantastic. We just had their cheese board, but you can really tell like the measure of a place by how much care they put into their cheese board, and this was fantastic. Every cheese on it was so good. We don't normally like blue cheeses because they're too stinky, but this one was so perfect. Oh my goodness. Even my husband, who hates blue cheese,
I love
loved
blue
it.
cheese.
Loved it. So everything paired really well with each other. So there wasn't. They did some pickled onions on it, which was interesting.
That's interesting,
Yeah, that is
but
interesting.
nice.
Yeah. It was
I
a
love
nice
pickled
touch.
onions.
And they had candied pecans on it and apricots.
Yeah,
It was so delicious, and they served it with kind of like a roti style, like flatbread, so it was crispy.
Yeah,
And it was just everything about it was just so thoughtful.
nice. I have to go there.
Yeah, I want to try that now.
Have you been to Hodge?
I have not.
I haven't either.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend. And some of the best bartenders in the city work there.
Ooh.
So A Clockwork Orange, they're pretty well known. And then we also ran into Tyler Sherwood, and he works at the Hutch. He previously worked at Scratch, and now he also works at Bar Balada.
Oh, okay.
So he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, between Scratch and Barbalata,
Yeah.
like, you have to know your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they're just, fantastic place to try.
Well, I'm going to put that on the list.
Yeah, the Hodge.
For sure.
The Hutch.
Yeah. I always get, like, when people mention the Hutch, I always kind of get that confused with Hatch, to be completely honest.
Hatch, yeah.
Completely different.
Completely honest.
But
They're
you
totally
know,
different, but just it's a one syllable, starts with an A-H, ends in a C-H.
Yeah.
okay, next time that you need to go to Trader Joe's. Just plan ahead and go eat lunch or dinner at
There
the
you go.
Hutch and then go
Okay.
to Trader Joe's.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you
Perfect
go.
plan. I like you, Miranda. you make this easy. All right. So, Nabil, your eat of the week
My eat of the week.
and drink of the week.
So my drink of the week has to be coffee.
Okay.
I got the cold brew from Rome.
Yeah.
I got one of those pouches, and
Yeah.
that like kickstarts your morning.
I love those pouches. I need to go and get another one.
So I was out of town, and Serena's like, it was, I think like 11 or something, and she's like, I can't go to sleep. And I was like, why not? She's
When
like,
was the last time you had a coffee?
Well, because I had some of that Rome cold brew, and I was like, when did you have it? And she's like, in the morning. I was like, okay, one. I'm like, that's not what's doing this. I was like, I thought you just had it because that stuff is like,
I mean, it's got a lot of caffeine.
It's got a little bit of a kick. I mean, the amount of coffee I have, I usually don't feel like a kick of caffeine, right? But in that, I can still kind of feel it. So
The only time I really felt it was when I had 3 large glasses in a row.
yeah, more power to you.
But
Oh,
no,
man.
there is a lot of caffeine in it, but it is so good. I really want to go and get another one of those pouches.
Yeah.
Next
they're really
time,
good.
if you're going to the farmer's market, you just need to let me know. The OSU farmer's market
Yeah.
is where Rome
Oh,
sets
okay.
up, and though I'll be disappointed not to get their cold brew on nitro.
I mean, I always get a
pick
cold
up-
brew and nitro.
Yeah,
and then
but
I
pick
get-
up a pouch for me. So
Okay.
yeah, let's conversate about that.
We'll do. We'll conversate about that. And then my eat of the week was I finally made my way to Gun.
Oh yeah,
So got to Gun Izakaya,
izakaya.
and we tried almost everything on the menu. And then now I'm like, I looked at the menu afterwards to kind of be like, okay, what all did we, kind of be
What
like,
else do I have to try?
Yeah, exactly. And then I see this great little option that says, leave it up to the chef, chef's choice.
Oh,
And I'm just like, why did we not see that before?
that would be a lot of fun,
Right? That would be awesome in a place like this. Because
I feel like that's new. I just saw that on Instagram this week.
You think it is new?
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe I didn't miss it.
So maybe you didn't miss
So I don't
it.
feel like a fool.
No, do not.
You're not a fool.
Because, I mean, for a place like this, because like everything comes out kind of, they encourage family style, right?
Yeah,
Share things,
yeah.
get a lot of things and share them. I feel like for something like that, that would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot too, because obviously, I mean, I would assume the chef is going to pick like what they have on point tonight.
Right.
Like, of course, all of their dishes are on point, but maybe they have like a special, or they've got really fresh seafood that just came in today, or something
or
like
maybe
that.
he's like trying something different. He's like, here you
Yeah,
go. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
see if you like that.
Yeah.
Right? So
I love that.
I guess next time. There's always a next time.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, I felt like it wasn't bad priced. It was $45 a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really not bad.
Yeah.
No, not
For
at
something
all.
like that, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Way worth it. Because
Yeah.
I feel like I spent more than that.
I think the catch is that everyone in your party has to order
Everyone does have to do it. Yes, it requires the entire party participation.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Which I wanted to throw in. I spent more than that because I also added a few cocktails.
Yeah. Always.
But
That's my girl.
yeah. But everything was very reasonably priced. Like you can get, well, the chef thing is good price, I think, as well. But even if you don't do that, I think all their small plates are really good priced as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, we tried like a bunch of stuff, right? Some things were a little underwhelming, but there were definitely a lot of highlights. The chicken thighs, the yakitori, amazing.
I heard really good things about those.
Yeah. That was amazing. The eggplant wontons were one of my favorite things on the menu. They were amazing. You'll probably like this, Ashley, being a udon noodle lover. The kare udon
Yeah.
was really, really good.
How, like,
So
me
it's
about
got the sun noodle udon, Japanese curry sauce, chicken confit, beet pickled ginger.
ooh.
Wow.
I would
Yeah.
like that.
It's really good. And, then we got stuff like the shishito peppers and we tried the Tokyo hot chicken and the pancakes. And, yeah, we tried a lot of stuff there. And it was a fantastic
Logan mentioned
experience.
the pancakes that weren't available when he was there. I don't know if they were available whenever I was there, but it's something that I want to go back to try. That and the udon.
The pancakes were pretty good.
Yeah.
I like acting like I'm critiquing things while I eat them, and I would have liked the duck pieces to be a little smaller
Okay.
because like there was some times where I got like big bites of duck,
Oh, I would never complain about big bites of duck.
but it was still
like
very
that.
delicious.
So I guess it's like to each their own.
Yeah.
Like you would prefer smaller, I would prefer bigger.
Yeah, like if it
That's
was
what she
yeah.
said.
And this is that type of episode.
Sorry, I went there. Miranda brought cocktails.
It's true.
Blaming it on Miranda.
I'll take it.
Well, I'm glad you finally got to try them.
I know. I'm definitely gonna be back though, for sure.
Cool.
So I heard that you tried the draft cocktail, the highball.
Yes. I loved that so much. It was like the grapefruit flavored. Yeah. You mentioned that it's like a highball machine.
Yeah, I think it's from what I remember seeing. I haven't been yet. Sorry, everyone.
It's okay.
It's okay. I was saying that for a long
you
time
have
while people talked
something
about it
great
too.
to look forward to.
So I believe the name of it is Suntory Taki.
Okay.
And it's essentially similar to a draft cocktail machine, and it's supposed to pour the highball, and it's supposed to be a little bit smoother and more effervescent, kind of like champagne.
Yes, it definitely was.
Yeah.
It was perfect with the grapefruit flavor. I loved it a lot.
I think it's definitely the only one in Oklahoma. It may be one of the few in the nation.
Ooh,
So it's something, so it's something that I don't
very
feel
exclusive.
Yeah.
Very exclusive.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's dive into Miranda, the bevographer. So you can find Miranda, the bevographer, on Instagram, and she posts beautiful pictures. If you're looking for somewhere to go, somewhere to have cocktails or even non-alcoholic drinks, she definitely is the Oklahoma City guide. So first question, is drinking your full-time job?
Sometimes I feel like it is. But no.
But you're not complaining.
I'm not complaining. Not at all. No, it kind of, it just evolved, honestly.
Yeah.
And so I do beverage photography for for clients who ask. So if somebody comes to me and asks, hey, will you come do photography for my business? I will do it for them.
Yeah.
So I do 2 types. One is paid, and they own those pictures, so they don't have to tag me. And the other one is a trade, so they have to tag me on every single picture that they post.
Nice.
So it works out because then they trade me and I get free cocktails.
Nice.
Which is a win for me.
That's a total win.
And then they get these, hopefully really great images that they like.
They are really great images. I mean, there have been several posts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is that cocktail? I have to go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm being completely serious. That is why you're here today, because you are very, very good at what you do.
Oh, well, thank you.
So did this start as you were like, I love drinks, I'm going to take pictures of drinks? Or was it more of like an evolution being like, I like photography, and then you kind of whittled it down?
Yeah. So it was how I actually started the Bevographer was I do marketing. That is my full-time job. And then the beverage photography is kind of a wing of the marketing. And so my husband and I, we were eating at Empire, getting some pizza. And I just felt like I was in a creative funk. And hadn't really done a lot of photography, hadn't really felt like I was kind of expanding myself creatively. And so I happened to have my camera with me because it was Plaza Fest.
Yeah.
And we had some beer and some cocktails along with our pizza, and I took this really rad picture of my husband pouring the beer. And we were sitting outside, so there's the string lights in the background.
Oh, nice.
It was so great. And I just took that picture and I was like, wow, I did that. And all I had was at that point, I only had a DSLR with one lens. I had gotten rid of most of my camera equipment. And so it's kind of it's an older camera, so it's not even a mirrorless system, which is what most photographers are using, most professional photographers are using now. And so I just felt like, man, if I can take this picture, I wonder what it would be like if I just focused on just beverages.
Yeah.
And so...
so your inspiration was kind of ignited.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
And so from that point on, we were sitting and eating pizza, and I just said, I wonder if Bevographer's taken beverage photographer. And it wasn't. And so
damn.
I have my trademark paperwork going on. So sorry, everyone. You can't take this from me.
Nice. Nice. No, good name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, perfect name.
Yeah.
We felt the same way about OKC Foodcast.
Yeah.
We had some very unique names that we were toying with. And Serena, Nabil's wife, accidentally said Foodcast instead of podcast, and it was like, yeah, that really makes
a lot of sense.
a lot of sense.
This is what we're calling it.
It makes it very clear where you don't have to have a crazy name and then explain. This is our really fun, unique, crazy name, and this is what we do. Talk about food on a podcast.
I will say people are a little bit more confused about my name, so I usually have to say Bevographer, beverage photographer, and then they get it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't confused at all. I mean, I might have a hard time saying it fast, but I think it's the perfect name for you. That's awesome.
She might just keep calling you the Begographer.
Begographer.
Begging, please give me free cocktails.
We'll take pictures.
So from your cocktail adventures, what have you noticed about OKC's cocktail culture and how it's developed over the past few years?
Man, so background, my husband and I'm originally from the Amarillo area. My husband's from Tulsa. Okay. And when we got married, we lived in Dallas, and then we moved to Montana, and then we moved to Washington. And then we moved to Oklahoma City. So neither one of us have ever lived in Oklahoma City up until a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So we're super... Thank you.
Yeah.
We love it. We love it so much, we bought a house. Yay!
Actually, I saw that on Instagram or Facebook. I don't know.
It's our first house. I know.
That's
That's
awesome.
very exciting.
So we loved it. We love everything about Oklahoma City, and part of the reason why we love it is just that The cocktail culture is just so fascinating right now. It's very exciting to see all of these new restaurants come up, like whether you're talking about Gun and their highball machine, which is super exciting, or even Gabby right across the street at Frida. She's an amazing bartender. Right. Oh my goodness, she's a wizard.
Yeah.
And then Julia with Barkeep, Barbalata, Mary Eddy's, the Jones. I could just go on and on and on. And all these people are making these really amazing, creative cocktails that you're not seeing in other cities. So even in Seattle, I really felt like everyone was kind of competing with the same cocktail.
Really?
And so you would go to a place and you would sometimes see something new, unique. Yeah, but most of the time it's kind of like a reiteration. But here, I feel like, and probably a huge part of it is the bartending guild that's here is very, very active. And I just feel like it's just been so interesting and fascinating to see how creative people are, how most of the bar menus are made by the bartenders on site. Yeah. Which is super exciting and fun.
I like that too.
Yeah.
So they get to be creative. A lot of them get to try new things. And then I feel like, especially this past year, I've seen with like Negroni Week. Negroni Week felt like it was blown up this year and it's crazy.
Yeah, and you did such a good job covering that week.
I am still recovering.
No, you did a great job that week. I want
That's
to
the only reason I know about the week.
Yeah.
Well, I want to participate with you next year.
Yeah, next year. Hopefully it'll be bigger and better.
Yeah.
I did a small bar crawl that was like 10 to 15 people. And we just went around to a couple of places in Film Row and Midtown specifically. So I think next year I want to try and branch out. And there may be a few other things in the works for this next year, not just with the Negroni Week, but also maybe, whet your appetite for potentially a collaboration where we will be taking the streetcar and trying cocktails.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Nice.
Yeah. Ever since, with me working in Bricktown, I have been thinking like there is potential for something like that, some kind of bar crawl or what we've talked about, like a foodie tour. There is potential there with the OKC street
If only
bar.
there was more time in the day to work on stuff like this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So many ideas, not enough hours.
Yeah.
So all that to say, I feel like Oklahoma City is just very exciting right now. I feel like there's things that are happening here that aren't happening anywhere else in the nation. And I'm very proud. I'm very proud to say that I'm from Oklahoma City because,
that's really cool.
Even, so the Jones, they have a bartender right now who's competing for a whiskey sour competition. And he's like in the national running for like whiskey sour.
Wow.
It's incredible. It
That is
absolutely
incredible.
is.
And literally almost, all of the Jones Assemblies cocktails that I've tried just knock my socks off.
Oh, absolutely.
Seriously, the Jones does it right with food and cocktails, but they have a glorious cocktail menu.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And especially in the tea room.
Yeah. I've not been up there.
What?
Yeah.
The tea room?
The tea room. So it's upstairs of the Jones. So when you walk in, you have the hostess stand, and right next to the hostess stand is a set of stairs. You take those all the way up to the top. It's kind of their version of a speakeasy.
Yeah.
And there's a menu up there, and you can only get those cocktails upstairs
cool.
in the tea storm,
That's
in the
cool.
tea room, in the tea storm.
Storm?
Tea storm. In the tea storm.
It's a storm once you've had a few of those cocktails.
But for real. And I've met some of my favorite bartenders in the tea room. And a lot of the tea room, they pair a classic with a Jones creation.
Nice.
And so you'll get a classic and then you'll get a spin on it. And they're on the same page and they do additions. And so it changes every season. It's just really,
nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. You should try it.
I feel like we personally, Nabil and I, have not talked about the Jones Assembly enough.
We haven't.
They
And
have
they're
so much going on.
They really do.
Their bar program is just what you try downstairs is out of this world. They've got a beautiful patio.
Yeah, their space
That's
is
dog friendly.
Really,
the patio's
really cool.
dog friendly.
Dog friendly patio.
Their space
So
is
one
so
more
cool.
point for Jones.
Yeah.
Then they also do concerts in their space.
And their food is really good as
Their
well.
food is fantastic.
amazing. Yeah. I took my staff there. I've been there a handful of times, but I took my staff there last December for like just a little staff dinner and gift exchange. And I had the scallops, and
Those scallops are so good.
so good. They're big. They're amazing. Like,
Sorry.
I
They're
feel
like, oh, we want some,
Oh my
want some right
gosh.
now.
Yeah.
But between their cocktails, their patio, and now that I know that they have a speakeasy upstairs, like, we need to talk about the Jones
I
more.
want to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get Jones on.
Yeah.
We should.
Please do.
We really should.
So I have a random food allergy, and it's to nightshades, which means I can't have chili peppers, tomatoes. I know.
Wow.
It's
so no tomato sauce?
no tomato sauce,
No
Wow.
chili?
no chili, and I grew up in a very.
I feel like we're going to keep asking questions.
I know, it's fine. And eggplant.
What?
What? It's okay. I'm used to it. But one of my favorite things, and the reason why I love the Jones, is that the very first time I went there, they have their app Resi. And I said, hey, I'm allergic to nightshades. Usually I can pick something off the menu, even if it's a salad, and, not really a big deal. And when I was set down at the Jones, and this is what made them my favorite restaurant, probably in all of Oklahoma City, as soon as I sat down, they had a menu that was already prepared for me. So the waitress that we had that night already knew what a nightshade was. I didn't have to explain what it was because they had already researched it. The chef had already
That's
pointed out the
cool.
things I could have.
Wow.
It's incredible.
So when you made your reservation, did they ask you if you had any food allergies?
No, you
Or
can
is it
add
just
in a
something that you
comment.
said? Okay.
Yeah, so usually because
Props to them.
Yeah, well,
that's awesome.
yeah.
and I
That's
try
amazing.
if they have an app and I can reserve on an app, I usually try to let them know. But a lot of places I'll get there and they don't tell the wait staff and they have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then the poor waiter is on the spot. So I have like a laminated card that I take with me so that they can take it back to the chef.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the things you have to do.
Yeah, you have
Right.
to,
I
right? Because
mean,
you're like, hey,
because-
this is just a lot easier for me to give this to you, and
Yeah.
the chef will know.
Because it is a not well known
Yeah.
allergy.
Yeah.
It's becoming a little bit more known, at least in Oklahoma City. And I like to think
Yeah.
that's because of me.
Yeah. Props to you.
Yeah, so
Spreading the awareness.
yeah, spreading the awareness. But I think a lot of people are probably a little bit more intolerant to nightshades than what they may know.
Really?
So like the lady who owns Twinkle, she was talking about all these symptoms that she was having, and I said, no, it sounds like you're allergic to nightshades. So
Are you
she cut out
serious?
nightshades, and that was what it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
so that's tomatoes and peppers.
tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, tobacco. So tobacco is really hard for me to be around. What else? There's other things on it, but I can't think of them right now. Goji
Wow.
berries, randomly? I don't know.
Goji berries.
Yeah.
We'll keep those out of your diet.
I know you had some in your pocket,
I
but
did.
I was
know.
about to offer you this bowl of goji berries.
Sure, but now I won't.
Oh, and potatoes, regular potatoes.
You can't have regular potatoes?
I can't.
Oh my
Sometimes
gosh.
that one's a little bit
Oh.
easier because what I'm allergic to is on the skin. So if the potatoes are completely skinned
I
and
was gonna be
completely
like, so no
washed.
French fries?
Yeah.
But you can have French
But
fries
you can
as
if
long
they're
as
skinned.
the skin is not
Yeah.
included.
Yep.
And that's
There you go.
any potato, like even a red potato skin, is that considered a regular potato? Or
Yeah,
is it just
so-
like the russet.
Yeah, so yeah, well, they are in a similar family. The only potatoes I can have are sweet potatoes. But
Okay.
there are several varieties of sweet potatoes, including a white. So my
Yeah.
husband and I will make white sweet potatoes, and they taste just like regular potatoes.
really?
A little bit better to
interesting.
me. So try
Because you
getting-
can actually eat them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you should, I feel like they have a little bit more flavor to them. So you should, if you're at home and you're wanting to make mashed potatoes, try sweet white.
White sweet
White
potato.
sweet
Interesting.
potatoes.
Yeah,
have
that'd
you
be
ever
cool.
tried Japanese sweet potatoes? Whole Foods carries them.
Are they the purple ones?
Yes.
Yeah. We haven't tried those yet, but we need to.
No, they are the purple ones. They're like a lot harder than normal potatoes, but they're very good. I like
So
them.
don't throw them at people.
No, it's like a rock. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Don't throw them at people.
Because I throw potatoes at people all the time.
Right.
Not to derail the conversation, but there was a time when you could mail a potato to somebody.
What?
Yeah. There was a website that you could go onto and they would mail a potato.
That's funny.
Sorry.
I'm surprised no one's still doing this.
Maybe they are. I don't know.
I mean, it's like you could mail glitter to people.
Oh, that's the worst.
That is
Have
the
you heard about
worst.
this?
It's
Yeah.
I'm sure you have,
the
yeah.
herpes of arts and crafts.
Yeah. But you can mail
I
glitter
only do
to
it to my
people.
enemies.
Oh, so you've done
Well,
it.
me owning an art studio, you'd be surprised.
We'll talk off air.
Okay. I can neither confirm nor deny.
But no, with glitter, me owning an art studio, you'd be surprised how many times I am confronted with glitter.
Oh.
All right, so let's get back to booze.
Yes. Booze.
What are some of your top spots in OKC to go get a drink?
Oh, man. This one's hard because, I just listed off a few.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we've mentioned a lot of places already.
So I would have to say Barkeep for sure. If you haven't been to Barkeep, please, please, please go see Julia and Brenna. Brenna also works at The Daily in Frida.
Yeah.
So you'll see Brenna at
Frida
both places.
cocktails were amazing.
Amazing. So creative.
Yeah.
But Julia, you will see her fingerprints all throughout the Oklahoma City bar scene. Nice. I'm not even joking. So most of the bars are now carrying at least her wares, if not the bitters that she's brought in.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
As a home bartender, you can go in, get something, get some bitters, hand it to Julia and say, what can I do with this? And she'll not only make you a cocktail with it, but she'll tell you how to make that cocktail.
I love
That's
that
cool.
so much. Like, I didn't realize she was actually involved in the restaurant scene. I just knew, like, for creating cocktails at home, that was the place you should go. But knowing that she's also involved in so many restaurants around Oklahoma City, like,
yeah, I feel like she's had a huge
got it going
influence.
on.
Yeah,
That's
she's
awesome.
incredible. She's one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet as well. I love her. It's true.
awesome.
I love you,
It's true.
Julia.
It's true.
It's true. And then speaking of Brenna, she works at Frida in the Daily, which is their speakeasy, off to the side, so it has its own separate entrance. And that place is just amazing. You've probably seen a few of my pictures of them. If you get onto my Instagram feed, you'll actually see a picture of Brenna. She's kind of become the face of the Daily.
Nice.
And so
I haven't been there yet. You asked me if I wandered over there whenever I went to Frida, and I didn't even know about it. So next time I'm in Paseo, that's my stop.
And Gabby is the manager there, and she is just, like I said, she's a wizard. She's so creative. She, one of the drinks at the Daily has blue cheese in it. So she based it.
Crazy.
I think this is what, and I'm so sorry if I'm getting this wrong, Gabby, but she told me that she had an incredible salad that had blue cheese and walnuts in it. And she was like, I need to make a cocktail off of that. And she did, and
awesome.
it's incredible.
That is
You have to
That's so cool.
do
That's
not
awesome.
let the blue cheese throw
No,
you
I
off.
love
It's
blue
incredible.
cheese. Give me a cup of blue cheese and I'm down.
Yeah. So
I might need something with that blue cheese, but yeah.
it's called
a spoon.
erythromycin. Yeah.
Touche.
And then also O-Bar. I'm going to slide O-Bar in there as well.
All right.
I feel like a lot of people think that O-Bar is just a restaurant bar, and it kind of is, but really it's so
I've
much
not been
more.
there.
Obar's super cool. Like,
It's
I love
so
being
great.
out on the balcony. It's got such a nice view as
It's a
well.
beautiful view.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and
Where is it at?
It's at the Ambassador.
Oh, I have been there.
yeah, up on the top floor of the Ambassador.
Yeah.
And I feel like
across from Cafe du Brazil.
Yeah.
I have been there, but it's been a hot minute.
You haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend that you go back because I think even in the year and a half that we've been here, it's changed so much.
Yeah.
in a
I've
good
definitely
way.
not been there in the last year and a half. It's probably been like 2 years.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the bartending staff there, all of them. Brandon, who also power couple alert. Him and
nice.
Gabby are together. And they're just the cutest thing. I love them so much.
That's sweet.
But
power couple.
Yeah. And
just whipping up cocktails all over OKC.
Yeah, it's great.
One district at a time.
One district at a time. The Plaza coming next. But yeah, so Brandon has really, he came on as the manager, and he's really just turned everything around for the good. The bartending staff, they have just so much creativity. They actually had a week to celebrate Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. So all of their cocktails were Shark Week themed.
I think that's really cool.
It was amazing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And they even had one that was like in a shark tiki glass.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So you actually got to
Nice.
drink, and they had Shark Week on the TVs. It was amazing.
That's cool.
Nice.
Fun.
I try to
Way
do
to
my
have fun with
part.
it.
Yeah. I try to do my part with Shark Week, and I put a shark painting on the calendar.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. You did
what
it.
You can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I tried.
I tried.
I tried. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think who else. Oh, you can't have a cocktail themed one without talking about Pony Boy
Oh,
or
yeah.
Bunker Club.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm just like trying to think of all the places off the top. Mary Eddie's,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stitch, Commonplace, which a lot of people don't know about, but they do serve cocktails there.
You know, I've seen a lot of posts recently on Commonplace, and I've not been.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I have seen. I've been like getting more and more intrigued by
Yeah.
Commonplace by seeing all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They have a sommelier on staff,
Yeah.
which is most of the sommeliers in Oklahoma are working for distribution
Big,
companies.
right.
And so for them to have a sommelier on staff is pretty big.
Amazing.
I think he's going to be picking all the wines in their upcoming market
Okay.
in Uptown. Midtown, sorry, not Uptown. And then Chris Castro is just a genius. I love everything that he does. You talk about non-alcoholic cocktails. I think he was kind of a pioneer in that here in Oklahoma City before other people were really doing them with intentionality. He was carrying a brand called Seedlip, which is a non-alcoholic, I don't know how you say it, but it has no alcohol in it, and it's just basically like they make it with botanicals like what you would with gin.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
And so you can make cocktails with it, but they're entirely zero proof.
Where can you get those?
And at Commonplace.
Commonplace?
That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like that. I think that's something that it is hard to find. Like, I know at my studio, we're paint and sip, and so people feel bad if they're not partaking in wine or beer. So we've started making mocktails with like a Sprite with some grenadine or I don't know, blue curacao, and making a pretty drink that doesn't have alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely a growing trend of mocktails and
Yeah.
non-alcoholic drinks
Yeah.
kind of
I
spreading.
think we actually talked about that with our episode for
Our second episode.
what's
That's
coming
right.
for 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Forecasting 2019.
oh,
It's
you
all
did
coming
it!
true.
Congrats! No, I mean, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but we are working on doing a roundup of zero-proof cocktails in Oklahoma City. So you will see that coming soon. I'm partnering with
very
a few
cool.
people on it. So
Nice.
yeah,
I like that. Well, definitely let us know, and we will help spread the word.
yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Are there any places? I mean, I feel like Miranda named.
Oh, the pump. You can't forget the pump.
Oh, the pump. Yeah.
Yeah.
We recently went to the pump. I say recently. It was actually after En Croute. Remember?
After the brunch.
Yeah. I had a cherry limeade cocktail. It was sweet.
Sugar.
Lots of sugar.
Sugar and alcohol.
I feel like
Ashley's
that's
favorite
kind of like that fits the
combination.
crowd, though. I feel like a
It
little bit
does.
more.
It totally fit the whole vibe because it was hot. It was Pride weekend.
Oh, that was a warm day. Yes.
Yeah, it was Pride weekend. It was really hot, and so a refreshing cherry limeade cocktail was really actually
On point.
perfect. Yeah, for sure. All right. So, are there any other places, Nabil, that you know of that should have notable mention for great cocktails in OKC? Oh, You know what? I just asked you, but I have one.
Go for it. Go for it.
Sorry. Okay. I just tried this yesterday. Okay. The Tipsy Tiki is right next door to my studio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the canal. Yeah.
Yeah. So Pinot's Palette is on the canal in Bricktown. The Tipsy Tiki is right next door. They have lots of really good drinks. They have their signature drink is they have a coconut that they pop open and use the coconut milk and add liquor and pineapple juice and then pour it back into the coconut. That's delicious. They also do the same thing with the pineapple. They like to hollow out fruits and fill it with alcohol.
They like to hollow out fruits.
That's very tiki style.
It is. But that's not what I'm about to tell you about. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge fan of ices, like from 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah. Like the slushies.
Yeah.
Once a year, maybe.
Icy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Once a year, maybe?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because I end up drinking them too fast and then you get a brain freeze. I don't like that.
Oh, gosh.
They're a little bit too sweet for me.
Wow.
Yeah, and that I'm just like, it's like a once a year, maybe.
Okay. Well,
maybe twice.
I mean, I don't get them all the time. I don't go to 7-Eleven a lot, but I love ices, slushies. I love them. And they have a legit slushy icy machine.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it's not just one of those frozen machines.
Oh, yeah.
It's an icy slushy machine.
that's cool.
So they have a whiskey and Coke, something in mango, something in strawberry, I think. But it's liquor and whatever the flavor is, an icy.
Props to the Tipsy Tiki.
Slushy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. And, you know, they're right next door to me. And I never knew they had this, but they just opened up. They now have an indoor bar as well, where they've been strictly patio for years. Now they have an indoor space, and this is actually where the slushy machine is. But I bet you could get that to go to the patio. Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll probably let you go outside.
Yeah, of course. But it was so good. The Coke and whiskey slushy icy was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you like slushies, have you tried the beer slushies at Elk Valley?
No, I've seen them.
Beer
I've seen their
slushies?
posts.
Beer slushies, they're amazing.
I saw their posts and I was liking all of them. They all looked amazing.
Is that actually just beer kind of frozen, or is it beer mixed with something else?
So it's usually beer, and they mix it with like some sort of fresh fruit. So we had a cherry lime version that was really good, and then we also had a peach version. The peach was my favorite. It was so refreshing.
That's cool.
Perfect
That's
for
different.
summer. Yeah.
It was really, and they posted tons of pictures about it. It was really cool. Cool.
Nice.
So let's do the kitchen sink.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you ready
Let's
for
do
this,
it.
Miranda?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to start?
No, you can't look at your phone for
Oh,
notes.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
He's kidding.
I am just kidding. All right.
All right.
So, if you were to showcase one ingredient for a cocktail, what would it be?
Oh, man.
And to our listeners out there, we're going to try to turn these a little bit more towards beverages for our kitchen sink. We'll still get into the food, but yeah. So one ingredient.
Oh, man. If I could do one ingredient, I would probably do sherry. I'm really digging sherry right now. Yeah. And sherry
Some
cocktails.
good old fortified wine.
Yeah. So,
Do you do more than cooking with that?
yeah. So you
didn't know
can make cocktails.
Yeah, you can drink sherry.
I mean, I assumed you could drink it, but I don't think I've ever had it.
I saw it on Frasier all the time. They just all say, sherry?
Yeah. Let's do it. Well, I mean, when we were in Seattle, we lived outside of Seattle in a place called Tacoma, and there's this amazing little spot called Enrama. So if you're ever in Seattle, don't skip out on Tacoma. A lot of people do, but there's some amazing places there. Please reach out to me if you go to Seattle.
I have.
And you want to go to
Seattle
Tacoma.
often.
Okay, you got to venture down to Tacoma. They have some amazing stuff going on. I have a list for you.
All right.
But one of them is Enrama, and they make all their own pasta in-house. And it's all their cocktails. Huh?
I said you have me intrigued.
I know. And all their cocktails are based on sherry.
Okay.
And so that's something that's really,
interesting.
and actually Yelp is pairing up with Pizzeria Gusto.
Ooh.
And they are doing cocktail classes where they're like, I guess it's like, if you're new to liquor or certain types, then they're going to be doing a couple of cocktails for you and teaching you how to work with it. And they have one at the end of September for sherry. So I think if you have a chance, you should. It's $25. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not associated with this at all. I just think it's very fascinating. And I love sherry cocktails.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks for telling us about that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So here's a food question. What is your favorite snack food?
Does ice cream count?
Absolutely.
Yes, ice cream. I love ice
Do you have
cream.
a favorite kind of ice cream?
Okay.
Now it's getting deep.
This is getting deep. Ice cream's a big deal to me. So, in every city, I have a favorite ice cream. I've not found my favorite ice cream here in Oklahoma City yet.
No.
Which ones have
sorry.
you tried?
I've tried a lot of flavors at Roxy's, and they're all good, but they're not.
Have you tried the
It's not
graham
it,
cracker?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you tried Capitals?
I have tried Capitals. I love Capitals, so it's amazing, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a bougie McFlurry to me.
Right.
I
mean,
it is.
bougie
It
McFlurry.
really,
I mean,
really, I say that with all the love in my heart.
It's fantastic.
It's
but
so good.
It is a little. It's a mix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a mix.
So-
It's not like they're making. It's because they're using Tillamook ice cream, which I love. But it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
As like a homemade ice cream.
have you been to...
We're trying to find her favorite.
I
ice cream,
know.
but she's put thought into this.
Have you,
Yeah.
Did you go to the last influencer get together?
The gelato, no,
Yeah.
I missed it.
I did too. It was on a Monday.
Yeah, and I had to work.
Yeah, so did I.
Work.
It was this past Monday.
I totally missed it as well.
It's the gelato place in like South OKC.
So gelato
Dolce
and ice
Paradiso?
creamer, yeah.
Dang it! I want to try that.
So I do want to say there's a difference between gelato and ice cream.
Yes,
So,
yes, there
yes.
is.
So
We've actually, I don't know if I think we researched this.
Well, Serena has very well educated me on the fact that it's really hard to find real gelato because she did a study abroad in Italy. So she's like, it's really hard to find real gelato. Gelato's not ice cream.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
not real gelato.
Yeah. Sorry.
So has she been to that?
She has not.
Okay.
She has not. We haven't. So that might be something that I need to be like, what do you think about this?
Yeah. No, definitely a difference. Well, if you find the ice cream that you love in Oklahoma City, please let us know so we can try it too.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're ever in Bozeman, Montana, Genuine ice cream is probably my favorite ice cream in the entire world.
Okay.
Genuine. What's your favorite ice cream place in Seattle?
Ooh, that one's hard. There's a lot of good places. I mean, you had Molly Moon's. They had a Salt and Straw Outpost. There's
Salt and
just
Straw, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We talked
so
about
good.
that because they also had the savory flavors,
Yeah.
right?
They have a few.
memories on point today.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They had one on Vashon Island, which was really good. I can't remember the name of it. There's just so many. I mean, honestly.
I might ask you the next time I go there.
Okay. Yeah. If you want vegan ice cream, I can also. There's Frankie and Joe's is all vegan, all plant based.
And that's in Seattle?
Do you cook at home? Or do you just make drinks?
Yes, I do cook at home. Yes.
Yes, I do have to eat with
Yes,
my
I do.
cocktails.
I
Well, you
do.
could be on a liquid diet, you know.
I do like to
People
drink
do
my
that.
calories
Yeah.
rather than eat them.
Word.
So
What's your favorite meal to make at home?
my favorite meal to make is probably mac and cheese. I'm a little bit of a mac and cheese snob, and I blame it on my husband. So he has figured out how to make this amazing, divine, creamy, like I just can't even describe it, mac and cheese. And every time he makes it, I'm just like absolutely in heaven.
Wow.
So-
what does he... Okay,
Does
because
he-
I've tried to make homemade mac and cheese. And it's not bad. I mean, I would venture to say it's good. But
I would venture to say it's good, yeah. I would say I make
But
good mac and cheese as well,
it's
yeah.
not amazing. It's not super creamy. It's like if it sits with any amount of time, it becomes
Starts stringy?
or even like chunky.
Yeah.
Really? Your mac and cheese?
Wow.
So it could be.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
remind
no,
you guys.
No,
is
it could be.
judgment-free.
It could be. So I learned a lot about like while I was making these mac and cheeses. It could be like the cheese mix.
Yeah.
So there's some cheeses that do lend themselves more towards mac and cheese,
Right.
and then if you're trying to go towards the more fancier cheeses, they will not work well as a mac and cheese
Yeah.
after they've sat for a
Yeah,
little bit.
That was the problem. I was going through for like fancier
Yeah.
cheeses, and I felt like maybe if I had put some cream cheese in with it.
Maybe.
What is your secret
So
ingredient?
our secret is that
yeah,
we
how
make.
does he do it? Please tell us.
So our secret is that we make a bechamel sauce.
Okay.
And so it's essentially what you do. You're nodding,
That's how I make it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so much better. And so we do, a little bit of butter and flour, and then we add in the milk a little bit slowly so that it has time to thicken up. And then we just add in the cheese, and you add in a little bit at a time.
Okay.
And that allows for it to melt in without getting,
Gotcha.
there's like a process that happens where it breaks down. The
Yeah.
cheese breaks down.
I feel like I've done that exact thing before, but for other dishes,
Yeah.
not my mac and cheese. Whenever I'm like, oh, I'll make homemade mac and cheese, I think no recipe needed, no thought process needed.
It's
Just
mac
put
and
some
cheese.
cheese with some noodles and bake
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So if you make that bechamel, it makes it really like smooth and creamy.
That makes sense.
Just because you've incorporated that cream and that butter
and
and all that.
slowly,
Yes.
yeah.
We also freshly shred our cheese. I'm not sure if that
Yeah.
makes a difference.
That makes a
No,
huge
that makes
difference
a huge
actually.
difference.
Because the pre-shredded cheeses have this coating that don't let it
powder.
melt that well.
And
Yeah.
that's actually the reason why we do that is because a lot of times that's made out of potatoes, and so
Really?
so
that
it's,
powder coating is made out of potatoes.
yeah.
Who
I know.
knew?
I
She
know.
knew.
I knew because I kept getting sick off
And
of
you're like,
cheese
"This is
dishes.
just cheese."
What is wrong? And then we looked at the back and it said potato starch, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
cool.
Interesting. I had no
Wow.
idea. Okay. Well, so so I'm sure if you're buying the cheeses, you're freshly shredding them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely was.
Yeah.
I rarely, if I buy pre-shredded cheese, I'm trying to think of a situation that I would do that.
I sometimes do it for like pizza, just because it's so much faster to grab all that cheese.
No, I still shred
Sometimes for
mine.
tacos, if you get like that Mexican blend, I love getting the cotija cheeses.
Oh, yeah,
I will,
tortilla
I'll
is
do
really
it
good.
cheese.
with Parmesan for salads. Like already,
Yeah.
I like the big shaved.
Oh, yeah, the
shit,
shaved
yes.
Parmesan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's already done.
So a lot of grocery stores will like shave the Parmesan themselves, and they don't add the cellulose to
really?
it. So I
Yeah.
can,
That's nice.
Yeah, so
Like
I
so
can do
Crest
that.
does like fresh-ish shredded cheese that they'll have in containers.
Yeah,
So that's good.
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, we just went way into cheese.
Way
Oh, yeah.
cheese.
I mean, we all love mac and cheese.
We love cheese.
All right. If you're feeling lazy and don't feel like cooking, where do you pick up food to go?
Okay. So this is a judgment-free zone. We already established
always.
this.
Judgment free.
Okay.
Yes.
Judgment free.
So
I was just giving Ashley a hard time.
okay. So I found out that I can, out of all the fried chicken places, I can have fried chicken from Cane's.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And they have like their special sauce.
I can't have the special sauce, but I can have their fried chicken.
Also,
Okay.
not blown away by Cane's special sauce. I'm sorry.
No.
Whoever's out there.
I'm not either.
But I mean, I'll just
I'll still eat it though.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat it, but I'm not gonna go to Cane's
And
for the sauce.
I don't eat a lot of fast food, but whenever I was living in Moore, Cane's was one place that I would be like, if I'm really in a pinch, don't have time to wait for Panera. Panera is pretty much the only fast food I'll go to. I would do Cane's from
Yeah.
time to time.
And that was so we were living in Northwest Oklahoma City for the longest time, and so there wasn't a whole lot that was around there that was local,
Right.
where we were at. And so and now we're South OKC, and so it's actually a little bit faster for me to go to someplace like Honey Bunny.
Yeah.
And I love Honey Bunny. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
So good.
it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So, what country or region do you think has the most intriguing food culture
Oh, this one's a good question.
that you've been to or that you want to visit?
I have to say London. I think London has a really fantastic cocktail culture. I think their food is just, man. One of my favorite shows on Netflix right now is Million Pound Menu.
Ooh.
Or restaurant, something like that.
Okay.
And it's essentially these, a lot of them are like food truck owners, and they like try to get these investors. So it's kind of like
cool.
Shark Tank, but for restaurants.
Cool.
And
in London.
Well, and I think it's in Manchester or Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's in the UK.
Yeah.
Also, kind of a bonus, one of my best friends, Harriet, lives in the UK, so I would love to live over there so that I could see her.
You know,
and
I would love to live over there.
Get some fish and chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have more. Like,
I know.
I mean, man.
I know, but a lot of times you hear like England and you're like, oh, fish and chips. Yeah. But they have a lot
there's
more.
also
the Indian food there is fantastic.
Yes.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Dosa, man. I had some of the best dosa in my
dosa,
life.
all right.
Gosh, yeah. I guess I didn't. You guys don't know this, but I spent 6 months in India in Calcutta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I actually I came back super sick, and that was part of the reason that we found out that I was allergic to nightshades, because I was just eating chilies and potatoes the whole
you
time.
can't get away from that.
Yeah,
You'll be like, hey, can you make this without chilies? They'll be like, I don't know how. I'm sorry.
Can you?
That is
like,
the base.
Like, this is in everything that we have right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
I was sick like from the moment I landed there, and so we thought that like I was, and I probably did have a parasite or something like that, but like I was just, everything that I ate, I just was sick.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it was all so good. So it was
food
really
there
hard
is good,
not
Very good.
best street food in my life.
Yes.
Right? And the Bills talked about that a lot.
I'm telling you.
Also, the gorditas in Tulum in Mexico, amazing. There's a street vendor in the market. A lot of people will stay on the beach. Do not stay on the beach. Go in town. Stay like there's this great little bed and breakfast called Don Diego de la Selva. Some of the best food of your life. Take home some honey, and then go to the town square and eat the gorditas in the town square. Amazing.
Nice.
In Mexico.
In Mexico.
Tulum, you said?
In Tulum, yeah.
Yeah.
How far is that from Mexico City?
Pretty far.
Dang it. All right, never mind.
Hi, Miguel. one of my friends, Miguel, lives in Mexico City, so you know,
nice.
if you
Hi,
ever
Miguel.
need to meet someone,
I might be going there in February for a wedding, so
yeah,
I will let you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Miguel and I can be friends.
I mean, absolutely. I'm sure he would. I did have some friends that I connected him with from here in Oklahoma City, and they went to Mexico City, and I connected them on Facebook. And it was during Day of the Dead, and so he was so sweet, and he took them to like do the ceremony with the family.
Stuff.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
so it was so neat.
Aw, Miguel's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
And we just got to know him.
I met him in India, so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, final questions of the episode. What is your favorite restaurant in Oklahoma or Oklahoma City? And then the follow-up is going to be favorite restaurant for cocktails. So,
Okay.
Tough choices.
Okay. So we already talked about it a little bit, but the Jones is hands down my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like the guys there have really, the guys and gals there have done a really fantastic job of not only service, but their food is incredible. One of the bartenders, Nathan, I think, just won best bartender in the city in the Oklahoma Gazette.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
Nathan.
Yeah.
And well deserved. He's amazing. And I just feel like every time I go there, I feel welcomed.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't really get that in a restaurant. You kind of feel a little bit out of place. Not in a bad way, but you know, like, oh, this is a restaurant. You're a guest. You're not really meant to stay there for a really long time.
Yeah.
But when I'm at the Jones, I mean, there have been nights that we've gone there only to like get a cheese board and a cocktail and leave. So maybe an hour. Also, their cheese board is incredible. Everyone should get it.
Okay.
But we've like maybe like an hour, and we ended up spending the entire night there, and it's fantastic. I love it. So that's probably my favorite. And then best restaurant for cocktails. I don't want to say the Jones again.
I was like, I feel like she's leaning towards the Jones.
It can be.
But the best,
it's totally up to you.
I feel like the best cocktails in the city, I don't know. My favorite cocktails right now are probably a tie between the Daily and Barkeep.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
And both have Brenna, so you know.
Yeah. So
I might be
good.
I might be playing. Yeah, I might be partial.
Very cool.
Yeah. You know, we keep talking about the Jones. I was trying to remember what this thing was called because it was just dips and so it's called dips and spread. It's a starter.
Yeah.
It's got hummus, tzatziki, pimento cheese,
Yeah,
and they call it the wood fired dough. It is amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't have a lot of the spreads, but I have asked for the dough and they have brought it out for me. It's incredible.
Yeah.
One of their cocktails that I remember, I said it tasted. I just remember saying it tastes like you're drinking a cloud.
Oh, interesting. I wonder which one that was.
Well, it's a white one. It's got little like crushed ice in it, and they do like a shaving of some kind of nut on top.
Maybe macadamia nut?
Maybe. I don't know. It was delightful. It tasted like I was drinking a cloud. And on that note.
Drinking a cloud.
And on that note.
It was very light.
On that note, thank you so much, Miranda, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely. It's been a delight talking to you. And also, like, so, I don't know, I've just added several new places to my list.
What always happens after an episode.
It's true.
Yeah, so it's amazing. And if you're not already following Miranda on Instagram and Facebook, you can do so. It's Bevographer. That's BEVOGRAPHER.
Good job. I can't do that.
And you can't say it?
I can spell it. I can spell it in the air. I just am having a hard time saying it today.
I literally almost spit out my drink in that moment.
But no, show Miranda some love. Follow her, comment on her posts, and be inspired of your next spot to get an amazing cocktail. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at OKC Foodcast. And if you'd like to collaborate or send us some listener feedback, we'd love to hear from you. And you can email us at okcfoodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and share this podcast with a Fettle.
Yeah.
All right,
look
we're all having trouble.
I feel like
we're all having trouble.
Karma.
Yeah, no.
Karma.
Karma gets you. No matter
Fettle. Look who's messing up on their words now.
Just share this podcast with someone you love. And thank you. And leave us a rating and write us a review, please. We love those.
And until next time, friends, eat well and be happy. Bye.